Hi, this is Sai Sashwati and I'm a legal intern at Lex & Company. Today I am going to discuss about the various kinds of trademark. Basically, trademark is a tool of identification that is used by the producer that is there in the market to differentiate his or her good from the goods of other service providers that are there in the market. As industries are growing, they are in a race to gain a legal monopoly on their unique products or innovations that they are doing. The innovations or the product they are manufacturing, they represented by a trademark, and that trademark has to be registered under the Trademarks Act 1999. So registration is not compulsory, as we know that passing of law is there to protect the trademark, but it is advisable to register your trademark. So that's why there are different kinds of trademark for which we have to see that which kind of trademark is very easy to gain a registration certificate and which are not. So there are various kinds of trademarks, just like there is generic mark, suggestive mark, descriptive mark, fanciful mark, and arbitrary mark. So the first category of mark is the generic mark. Generic marks are very difficult to register themselves until and unless it is substituted with another word which have a different meaning. And generic marks are very difficult to register. Moreover, even if it is substituted with some other words which are not very generic, then also it is very difficult to get registered itself. It is very difficult to register a generic mark just because generic mark represent the everyday description of a product or its seller. Generic marks such as food, water, watches, these all kind of words cannot get registered itself because these are very used to meaning, and if someone get registered these words, then the other producers that are there in the market will get themselves excluded from the fair competition of the market. So let's take an example like the word restaurant. If it will get registered under the Trademark Act 1999, then the other competitors that are there in the market which are getting registered under the class of food and beverages, then those marks will get excluded from the competition and they won't be produce a fair market. So that's why generic marks are very difficult to register. So the second kind of mark is the descriptive mark. While the generic mark talks about the product or its provider, the descriptive mark talks about solely about the merchandising. But since these are very universal language, that's why they are also very difficult to register. However, adding a significant describing a significant quantity or a quality of the product could qualify for the protection of the trademark. That is the descriptive trademark. The descriptive trademark identifies one or more qualities that are associated with the product. It has unique system for granting trademark protection under the Trademarks Act, like attaching a secondary meaning to the descriptive mark. So, the volume of a product or the length and manner of a product are called the description of the product, and those description can be associated with a secondary meaning, and then only they can be registered. To qualify a descriptive mark, it should involve what brand represents to and who the brand represents. So the third category is of the suggestive mark. The suggestive mark talks about the goods and services that are provided by the manufacturer that is there in the market. So a suggestive mark doesn't require a secondary meaning to attach to it. Like generic mark and descriptive mark requires a secondary meaning that should be attached to the mark to get themselves registered, suggestive mark doesn't require that. So a mark in this category typically qualifies for protection without requiring a secondary meaning attached to the mark. The term suggestive means the customer must use their imagination to know about the product. That means certain kind of imagination should be utilized or used by the customer to know about the product. It doesn't describe the product wholly. It just gives you hints to identify what the product is. The classic example of is the automotive brand, that is Jaguar. Jaguar suggests the speed and agility of the product, where nobody can say that Jaguar means car, that defines a car. It just says that it something about the speed and agility of the product. So the fourth category of mark is the fanciful mark. Fanciful mark are very easy to register themselves because it doesn't require a secondary meaning that should be attached with the former mark. It just requires a new word that should be associated with the product and service that are provided by the producers that are there in the market. So fanciful marks are very easy to register because the marks doesn't have a general meaning. A fanciful mark is a term, name or logo that is different from anything else that exists. This category is very easy to obtain a trademark protection and typically doesn't need any any generic meaning attached to it. Example of fanciful marks are like Nike, Kodak, Adidas. These are the examples of fanciful marks. The last category of mark is the arbitrary mark. Unlike fanciful mark, the arbitrary mark have a meaning associated with the trademark. Like fanciful marks like Nike, they doesn't have any meaning in the dictionary. But arbitrary marks, the words that are used for the trademark has a meaning associated with it. But this meaning is nowhere related to the product and services that are provided by the service provider. So an arbitrary mark might include term or phrases which have a well-known meaning, but its association with the products and services, it is not that. There is no connection between the products and services and the mark. For example, apple. Knowing apple is a fruit, but it doesn't anywhere related to the brand called Apple of having a phone. So this is a arbitrary trademark. Like any name can be given with the products and services, and they were nowhere relatable to each other. So in this video we got to know about the 5 kinds of trademark, that is the generic mark, suggestive mark, descriptive mark, fanciful mark and arbitrary mark. Whereas the generic mark and descriptive mark requires a secondary meaning that should be attached with the words or phrases of the generic or descriptive mark. The same is not required in the case of arbitrary or fanciful or suggestive mark. Without use of secondary meaning that is associated with the mark, the arbitrary, fanciful and suggestive trademark can get themselves registered. Whereas the arbitrary marks are granted a high level of protection of the trademark that they can be easily registered. Generic marks cannot be easily registered until and unless it is associated with a secondary meaning. It is very difficult to register a generic or a descriptive mark in comparison to other 3 marks. So that's it for all, and thank you.